call, go on mute. Quite dark. Hello guys, I hope you can hear me. So please put your little message in the chat if you can hear me. Today we are going to check your homework and see how you are progressing with the task. So people will dial in via Skype. And I think we also need to make sure that you can hear people from Skype, that we can hear them here in the office on the big speakers, and that we can hear them on the stream. Okay, so if we manage to do that, then we will go around, depending how many people we have. So right now 5 people join the stream. So if we get few others, then even better, but if not, we'll divide the 2 hours between 5 or 6 or 7 people. Okay, so yep, we can hear Luana, thank you very much. So now what I'm just going to do is switch to Skype, and then please can someone on Skype, maybe Ahmed, you can unmute and then say something so I can test the speakers in the office, and they can also see, can they hear you on the stream.
Hello guys, hello.
Okay, I definitely heard you in the office, which is brilliant. Okay, and then did you hear Ahmed on the stream, guys? Stream is not responding yet. Okay, and also on the stream, I was told that there is usually echo from this Skype, so hopefully there won't be today, but let me know if it happens, and then I need to apply more technology in order to fix this thing. Okay? Yes, so Luana says yes, so I guess she could hear Ahmed, which is great news. So we got Luana. I don't know, is Marijn, Mo, and somebody else joining DJ? Okay. He might be at his uni and join a little bit later. Okay. So back to our task at hand. We had multiple people doing tasks on the AiSiha project that we discussed 2 weeks ago, I think. So we will see their progress. Okay. So what I want to do is probably start with Ahmed, who is obviously a little bit more senior, because he had a complex task which will be interesting for all of us to see what he has done with the database and so on. So what I will do in a second, ask Ahmed to share his screen, unmute of course so we can hear him speaking, and then I will ask him what his task was, and then he can show me the task, and then I might ask a few questions, and then 15 minutes will pass by. After Ahmed, I think I'll have Sam doing the same thing, or maybe Jesus before Sam, because he was helping Ahmed, so his task might be related. So if we do those 3, then we can have a break, and after that we can do Julia, Mennas, and Luana, and that's 3 before break, 3 after the break. If somebody else joins, well, we'll see how far they are. Okay, so please make sure that your VS Code and browser and everything is open to the right page, so you don't have to look for it. So Ahmed, it's over to you. Can you please share your screen first of all? Okay, so we can see your VS Code. So can you tell us what your task was, please?
Okay, so my task was to get the articles, to save the articles in our database using NHS APIs. What I mean is every article in NHS.UK related to health A to Z and medicines live well is need to be stored in our database. So first step was to know the architecture of the database where we will store these articles, and we did like a couple of API calls using Postman to see the architecture of the JSON results. So in the end of the day, we agreed to make the column's name here is the top level keys in the API results. So I can show an example really quick here. Okay, so for example, we have this fi sand. So this is the API result. So we will store all these top level keys here as columns in our database. So this is what we did, and also we added a couple of other columns like flags, like this one is translated because later we will translate all these articles. Is free or not, this will be the flag to know if the articles is in the payment, the paid package or not. So health A to Z will be free, and medicines and live well articles will be paid. Also, we created this category column with these three values: medicines, live well, and health A to Z. So here we have all the 983 articles based on the letters. So NHS give us an APIs with letters that we can get the list of articles started with letter A. That's why we have this alphabet table where we have the letter and we have the result, which is the list of all the disease with the name of the disease, the URL to get that article in the API. This is all the result we used in the prototype we did like a couple of months ago. And we have also two flags here. First flag is done. So in order to know if we already get the list of disease of letter A, then the second thing we did here is we splitted this list, which is the list of diseases, into name URL. We get only the name and the URL from this list. That's why we have this second flag, which is splitted. So we save the name and the URL we are getting from here inside this article.
Okay, but I have a question.
Okay.
So go back to those alphabets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this letter A, how many articles does it have approximately beginning with letter A?
At this level, we don't know because
but surely we know how many articles we have. Is it 10 or 15 or 100 or 1 or?
I don't know because there is nothing in the API result that said something like that. but I can.
But what does it return when you say A and then it says acantosis nigricans, whatever is that pronounced? What is that? Is that the first article or second or last begin with A? Because we obviously have acne and...
Yes. So this is an array of objects, and each object in this array is a disease that have the short description like this, and it have the link relationship, the published time, the article status, it's published or not, and it have also the review that modified and the name and the URL, which is the two things we need.
So you are storing like all articles beginning with letter A in one string, which you call result.
Yes.
Okay.
In the first
I
step.
don't
Yes.
think that's a good idea, but anyway, now
this is just the first step to get the list of disease starting with letter A, but later we will split this list.
Ahmed, if I want a list of articles, okay, to my database would be ID, first thing, so it's self-incrementing, and then I can have a letter A and a column, and then I will have the first article, and after that I would put the second one, letter A, second article, third article, and so on. Okay, so I wouldn't put all these articles in one go. And that's pretty much what you are getting in articles table. You are putting all those articles there. So I fail to understand what's the purpose of this table.
Okay, so we have 26 letter. That means we will call 26 API with 26 times the API of the first API, which is just this one. This is the API where you put the category as a parameter here with the letter you want, and you will get the list of diseases starting with letter B, not all the data you need for the disease, only the name and only the URL and couple of other things which are not that
Correct. But
need.
that is the first part of the article. So all this information goes into articles table. Okay, and then you need a long description and other information that you get individually, and then you get to translate. But see,
Yes.
the point of this table alphabet, for me, there's no need for it, and it's too complex, and the coding looks quite probably complex, because you have to, how do you know in that string, okay, that you have in that result column, how do you know which ones you asked for more information and which one you didn't ask for more information? How do you know which ones are processed for letter A? If you go back to your database. Okay, and you go exactly. Okay, so you say this A has a list of articles beginning with A, and that's in result. Okay.
Yes.
So what is splitted? Not that it's grammatically correct. I don't think there's word splitted in English. But anyway, what does
divided?
that
do? Okay, so this is the result I have in the database. So I want to split this result and store just the name and the URL.
Okay, and where do you store that?
In articles table.
Yeah,
but that's exactly what I'm saying. After you store that, you don't need this table anymore, do you?
I don't need them, yes.
Okay, so there is no point for this table. So when you get API result for letter A, you can split it immediately and then store it directly into articles with those 2 bits of information.
Yes.
Okay. So what is alphabet medicines? Is that the same thing just for the medicines?
Yes, exactly the same thing, but we will store everything in articles, all the articles in this table, and I am just now saving them in different tables because I need to get the sub-articles of these articles first, and once I finish that, I will just copy everything in here, in this, inside articles. So in the end of the day, alphabet medicines article.
But why?
Why? Okay. At the moment, we are working on something else, which is this. So if I go to, for example, acne, now I have this as URL stored in my database. If I search for acne, for example, I have this URL, which is okay, and I have the name, and also I have this stored in my other column.
The article,
Yeah, which is probably in the column called main entity. But this is not my problem. My problem now is there is some sub articles. Let me call it these acne slash causes, for example. That's mean I need to know how and which articles have these sub articles, because causes, diagnosis, treatment, and complications, these are name of other articles related to acne. That's
those are children of that article.
Exactly. And until now,
they go in the same table. They should go in the same table because they have the same format. They are article of their own.
Exactly.
But they are not the main article. They are child article of article ID 39, which is your acne thing. Okay.
Exactly. That's mean we will have another column called parent, for example, to know which the main article or the parent of the.
So have we done that? Do you have that article?
Not yet, because we will have a lot of article with the same name, causes. There is a lot of article called causes, but they don't have the same parent article. For example, yes, and the second thing, which is the important thing, we still don't know which article have children articles or which article have other type or other architecture. For example, if I go to here and put baby, this is another type, another architecture. So we still don't know where, in which column in our database we can know which architecture belong the article. We don't know which article have children's. We don't know yet how to get these URLs in order to call them again using the cron job and save their data. And we don't know if the children have also children itself. So we will have children of the children.
Yeah, but that's fine.
We don't know yet how to get that. We don't know which articles we should call and which URLs we need to call. So we did this before when we worked on the prototype, but I think that I didn't get all the scenarios and all the articles, and this one of the examples I failed to get before. So we still like analyzing how. So Jesus, if he can join me now and talk about something called identifier in the main entity here. We found something called identifier. I don't know where because yeah, something like this, which is have 0, 23, and 24, like exact values, and each value give us a type. For example, this is called canonical links or something like that, which have identifier equal to 23 or 24, and I'm not sure. These have something called related links or has part or something like that. So you can say that you are a bit confused with this. And this is why I didn't put the medicines inside the same table, because I want to finish health A to Z, and once I finish them, I just put medicines after, and I didn't want to waste time. That's why I called the cron job and save these here, and I can just save it again in the other tables later. I hope I explain what I mean.
Yeah, but you have alphabets, articles, and then we have conditions, which is, I guess, old one. Okay, so
Yes.
what we need to do is have one table of articles, okay? Now this one table of articles, for each article, it has to have a category, okay? So is it live well, is it medicines, or is it health A to Z? That's the category, okay? So it can be one or the other, all right? Now, the thing is that you can say that the article can be a parent article, so there is no, and it can be a child article, okay? So if typically how this is done is by assigning a number in a parent column. So if the number is null or null, then it means it's a parent. Okay, and if the number is 15 or 18 or 27 or whatever it is, then it means that's the parent article. Okay, so we are building relationships between these things. Okay, so you just got the parents. Okay, so these are all the main articles right now. Okay, now what I wouldn't do, for example, letter A, if we care about these letter A's, because this is kind of encyclopedia approach, you will start with A, B, C, and so on. You can see everything which starts with A. I wouldn't put any child articles with the letter. Okay, so I would just ignore the letter because you can't access them directly by saying give me everything with letter A. You want to ignore the child articles, so the child articles will not have a letter assigned to them. Okay, so they are only available for the article which has parent article which has children. So you can say, hey, give me acne, okay, but then also give me all the articles which have parent of a number of acne which I don't see on the screen, but let's say acne was number 20, okay, so acupuncture number 7, give me all the articles whose parent is 7, and then you get 2 articles, 5, 7, okay, and then the question is, do those children articles, do they have children?
Yes.
Okay, but that's also fine, because then in that case the child is exactly, so the child has parents which is a child. Okay, so let's say main article is baby. Okay, then the child is breastfeeding. Okay, and then child of breastfeeding is how to breastfeed. Okay, so babies, let's say article number 10, breastfeeding and bottle feeding are article number 150, which are child of number 10, and then breastfeeding itself is article number 378, which is child of 150 or whatever I said before.
Yes, but if I can, not like interrupt, so to speak, how can you establish a correlation or a condition to do that, like classify those parents and child in such way, not attending architecture of site, for example. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Because see, this is a thing, all right? This is also not fixed. Okay. So let's say Acne has 4 articles as children. Okay.
Yes.
Nobody is telling us that they won't add a 5th article a month from now.
And
Correct.
also, we don't know in this where is those 4 children yet.
Well,
Because in
there's
Acne-
a relationship, related links. So you do
Yeah.
have that information, don't you?
Yes, in Acne they are in here. But
Okay.
I saw also other examples where it's the same, exactly the same architecture, but this is in the end of the page, and this is not related links, is something in main entity in the end of main entity. And main entity, let me say, is these text and videos, images, and etc.
Yeah, that's the point of my question, that not all the architectures are like following a single basis or a single pattern, and then here's where we are finding problems to really establish particular conditions in order to classify all of this and making sense out of it.
Yeah, but we are not talking about, hey, this is group of drunk soldiers giving us every single time completely different answer to the same question. This is a computer giving the APIs, okay, and they have a structure which they follow, and maybe not all articles have the same structure, but surely there is a definitive number of different structures that we can identify, okay? And that was one of the tasks for us to have. Okay, so now I know that we wanted to see how this is working, and I'm just giving a little bit of feedback what is confusing for me, because these are too many tables right now. And then the second thing is that we don't have a version of the article. Okay, so how do I know this Halasia was the article taken yesterday, and that is not the version that they might not upgrade, and I need to check for the upgrade a month from now?
This is something we can do based on this modified date. Yeah, so there is date modified here, which give us when's the last updated date.
Yeah, but that's
And
their
also
their
last
updated date. Okay, and this is their review date. But where is our when we got the article, when we processed the article?
Okay, this is another thing we will do after we get all the articles. So we will have.
Yeah, but Ahmed, you can't do that after you get all the articles. When you get the article, let's say you get the article right now, and right now is 1628 time. That is the timestamp that I need. I can't get it later tomorrow. That's 1628 passed. Okay, so there is a genre, condition, accident to injury. Okay, what the hell is genre? Okay, but it doesn't matter. Can you scroll to the left a little bit, because I did see something. Left. You're going right. Do we need to store author license and stuff like that?
Not really.
Okay. Is free? Do we need to store that?
Yes.
That one, yes, because was part of one of my tasks. One of my tasks.
But the articles which are free are health A to Z. So I can get the same information by just checking is it type A to Z.
Okay.
Okay. So is done. What does that mean? Is done.
Different flags, but I'm not sure. I think. Oh, okay. I remember. Is done will equal to 1 if I got all the children from that article. So once I'm 100% sure that I got all the children and sub-children, etc. So is done will be equal to 1. And if there is no sub-children, children or anything else, it will be also equal to 1. But 0, that means not.
But Ahmed, if I done it, okay, those articles, if I done it, okay, and I go 3 months later, and I want to check the same article, does it have new children? It still is done. Okay, so I explained, I think you didn't catch this last time, that you need a timestamp, and then we check all the articles that we haven't seen checked in a month, we check again. So we don't check it based on is done, okay, we check it based on the timestamp. So if the timestamp is more than a month ago, we do it again. And then we update the timestamp when we updated the article, so we know that the article is up to date. What is gotten then?
I said that first step was to get the list of the disease, name and URL only, and store them here. And once we call the API and get these top level keys and everything from the API, so is gotten is 1. We got the data.
So it's pretty much the same as done. Is done.
Not really, because first we are getting the results from here, then we will check.
Why don't we do the results and did they get all the data at the same time?
Because we don't know yet how to know if an article has children or not.
That's easy to find out because you have that field which when you fetch this article called AiSiha or whatever it is, you get that JSON which tells you, which we just saw, that it has children or not. So immediately I know does it have children or not when I fetch the article. So then it is done, and then it has children. And I can create 4 entries if it has 4 children for them, okay, and that's that, so I think we need to work a little bit more on this, but I don't want to spend too much time with just Ahmed. This is half an hour, so Ahmed, thank you very much. You can mute now, and maybe Jesus can unmute and share his screen and tell us a little bit more about his task.
Yes. So linking with what Ahmed just showed, what we needed to establish or set was like a pattern in which articles or entries, such as this one baby we already saw, which is built out of these boxes, these hubs. Try to follow some or certain styling or certain classification. So, for example, this one baby looks like this and has these subtypes, as we saw already: health, newborn, twins, and multiples. The carrying of the baby. Then it's split in different subtypes here, and so on and so forth. What I found was some correlations between the what we can call mains or parents, such as here we got as main type acne, abscesses, which is two different diseases, and they follow, or you can find in them the identifier. I mean, if you shoot this on the postman, you go, for example, even here, bloating, you shoot this, and then you go for identifier here. You can always find certain patterns, certain features which are common, to this specific architecture. This is blotting, so we got this. This is quite similar to, for example, acne. So acne or abscess. This is, you see, it's like a main web with some sublinks. You can access these links in here. There's an overview, there's symptoms, causes, some pictures. So more or less they follow.
On that picture.
No, yeah, this is abscess.
Abscess, okay.
Yeah, which is also disgusting, but yeah, different one. Okay, not disgusting. Let's not be so rude, but yeah, not nice to see or to feel, to have it. So this is the thing, we got like main, which follow the identifier, which is like the main heading. It's got the identifier 0 here, which name is section heading. Then we've got identifier 1, name should be marked down. And we see this repeated, not repeated, but we can see these identifiers in, for example, main hub, which is related to baby. Here, you go to baby, which I got it saved here, conditions baby. You can see that these identifiers are also there somewhere.
Okay,
but failing to see importance of these identifiers. So you have identifier 26 three times in a row. Web page, element, web page,
Yeah,
web page.
That's one of the problems as well. That at first this was like looking okay, that maybe we will have find that for these types or parents we had some specific identifiers with specific names, top tasks, link, etc., canonical links. But then we found that some of these identifiers are also found, like in, for example, in medicines. We got for ibuprofen and methadone, we got also identifier 0, which name is section heading. Identifier 1, name is also markdown.
Yeah, but
So here comes the problem.
Up there.
Yeah.
Your
Arctic
has
has same
zero,
0 and 1, okay?
Yeah, so that's why before I asked if there's any way possible or any clue that we can follow in order to set these patterns, in order to set these conditions that can give us really specific features that only one type or subtype can follow. So we can really classify these, you know, purposefully, like according to some reason.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
don't
but I
see
don't see why
why
are these important yet.
Because was the only feature that I could find outstanding, like standing out of the rest. For example, if we go to VS Code and go to the database here.
Don't give me any more examples. Can you explain to me why are these important to us for the purpose that we care about?
Basically because it was related with the different architectures of the web pages, you know, like why do these pages look different, you know?
This is called main and then main hub and then other stuff which is on the main level, but I'm asking about these numbers 27, 38 identifiers. Why are they important? They have nothing to do with this overview.
Yeah, well, to me, they looked like having importance because you could only find this 24 and 26 here in baby at first, like in these hubs. I mean,
these two are not important if I can't find them.
Yeah, that's it. You know, in here, that came later. You know, we could find this as well in live well. So it is like they are related or they are directly linked to the architecture of the site, you know, meaning that this 26 or 24.
Yeah, but that's what you are saying.
That's what you are saying, but I don't see that. Can you open that text file that you have, okay?
This?
Okay, and just keep it open right now, okay? Now, question. All right, acne is the main article, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Is baby
the main article, or is baby main hub, or is baby something else?
Baby is main article.
Okay, so it's
also just stay on that page. Okay, so yes. Baby is also a main article.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine.
What is
caring for a new baby?
It's a subarticle or child or baby. Yeah.
Okay.
What does it
have to do with the identifier, that thing?
Baby
or caring for a new baby. What does it have to do with identifier? That's what I don't understand, and that's what I want you to explain to me. You don't have to go anywhere else, just explain it to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, has to do with identifier because this box here, this hub, caring for a newborn baby, has identifier 26, and the name is link, and it's the link which takes you to the page of the caring for a newborn baby. So that's why it was related.
We see that this article, parent article, has links, okay? And those links are caring, breastfeeding, and so on. Those are the links, okay? So, why do I care about, let's say, in your text file here says identifier for callout? What is that important?
Yeah, well, same, because, well, this is in medicines, which is another family type, another topic. But this callout was referred to like a different subtype or different category. So in here, I was trying to.
Is that a link also, or is that something else?
Well, no, yeah, it is like a link as well. It's like a subtype, yeah. I mean, if we go to ibuprofen.
Can you go to that ibuprofen article?
Yes.
Can we see it?
Sure.
Okay.
Indeed.
No, on A to Z, on that website.
Okay, yep. Yeah, I think, yeah, well, first one. No, but this is not. Wait. Yeah, this one.
Just put /conditions/that name and you'll find it.
True. I should have it here already because I've checked it so many times. So yeah, it's as you can see, it's a really different one from the others.
No, but where is that one that I just asked? Go back to your text document.
This?
Okay, so this one which we said number 4 call out. Where is that?
This one.
Yeah,
where is that on this page? Call out. Just show me on the page.
Yeah, in here now I cannot tell. I would need to check in.
But where is any of those ones that you just showed me? So go back to the text file, okay? So we have markdown, information, urgent, immediate.
Yes.
I have no idea what CHQ is, but I don't see any of those things. The only thing what I see here is a bit of text and some links to sub-articles, I would assume. So can you click on this article, how and when to take?
Yes.
Okay. So see, now we go to the same structure, is like sub-article of that article.
Yes.
Okay. So I think what you are doing here with those identifiers, maybe you are right, I don't know, maybe you are wrong, but I think we are overcomplicating this, because at the end of the day, what we want to have in our application is relatively simple structure. Here's the list of articles, here's the main article, and here are sub-articles that you can read more and learn more details about it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so obviously what I told Ahmed, he was storing authors of the articles, and every single one has the same thing, it's LHS. And then he stored copyright privacy policy or something like that for every article. We don't need to store that. Okay, because it's always the same, it has nothing to do with us. But the time when we modify the article or check the article last, that is what we have to store. So we need to, as I said, think a little bit more about this structure of the articles, especially when we think about longer term. How do I know which articles are translated, which ones are translated recently, which ones are updated, not updated, checked? So we need to write all those scenarios down and make sure that we have that pretty much compiled, okay? And then for the translations in Arabic, we have to have multiple tables, but each table will have a different type of corrections. So that's a different structure, so from one source table of articles, we can have multiple translation versions, and we can see how each one is performing and where our algorithms are doing well or bad. But for this, getting articles, just one table. Okay?
Yeah.
But with intelligent columns, so every column has to be scrutinized, and if it's not needed, it has to go. Okay, so one, what we just said, the paid one, okay, well, if you are adding category, live well, or health A to Z, and that's a must-have, then I know that these are the paid ones. So it's obsolete. Okay, what Ahmed is saying is done or is gotten, again, seems like too many things, which can only be used once. I can't reuse it every time. So that's something that we need to sit down and have a little discussion and go forward, okay?
Yes.
Anything else what you have done? Okay, so you were looking at the structure, but is there anything else you want to show us today?
No, not really. I mean, we needed to have the column which said which articles were free or not free, paid, and that's already done or more or less done. So yes, our main issue is how to tell that for example, here in agoraphobia, which is mental health, these subtypes belong to parent agoraphobia. That's our main issue.
Yeah,
Well, but
that's
with
the parent ID,
what
what I explained before.
Yeah, we need to
They
find
They
this.
can have children too, so not that just a child can have parent, but a child can be child of a child.
Yes. As Ahmed said before, so for example, there are some links and subsections which are very generic, like symptoms, causes, diagnosis, treatment. These ones in here belong to abscess, but you can also find them in other entries, other conditions.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they,
but they
have
have a different link because this is abscess/symptoms. They can be acne/symptoms, or it can be, I don't know, diabetes/symptoms/causes and so on. So it's clearly different one, and it talks about different thing.
Okay, so we should address the link then. The URL.
That's what it looks like to me.
Okay.
And that's what you get in the main list of things. This article has these reference links, and those are the ones which you can access from this article, which are children of that article. It seems that it has that in the API.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay, good. Well,
thank you, Jesus. I will ask Sam to unmute and share her screen, and after that we can have a little break so Sam can show us what she's been doing. And I don't think anyone else joined, so the three people who are waiting will do after the break. As I said, Julia, Mernaz, and then Luana at the end. So each one of you will get roughly 20 minutes to show what you have. Okay, Sam,
we can see
your screen. I can't hear you yet. Yes.
All right. So what we want to do eventually is have this original Arabic text where some corrections were made that you see in orange. We want to substitute the errors with the correction or with a correction that we made up ourselves. And that's why I created this page so you can compare them. What we have done as an initial step is just substitute all the words that are corrected by their suggestion. So this, of course, will also create a lot of errors because we cannot substitute one word always by the same thing in a different context. And then to make it a bit easier, imagine you are scrolling in this English thing and you want to see this, you can click on it and it should, if it's a bit smaller, get it in the middle of the page. So that was more the visual part of it. Then what doing to come up with these corrections based on the suggestions that we have is we want to get the function of the word. So as I was mentioning in previous calls, we reduced the number of functions that we find interesting to the columns that you see here. And then all the words that occur in our articles, they are analyzed by use of a tool that is an open source framework, so to say, that gives us what this word has as a function. Like this word, for example, is an adjective, but it can also be a verb in another context. So that can make it a bit complicated. And what I've been doing for the past couple of days is find a way to go over these all these suggestions that we have and extract the rule that is applicable for this row. So whether we change the or someone changed the feminine word to a masculine word, or added a verb or something. So to start off with the most general way, I try to put in the condition as an input for the function, and then go over the text, see if one word, for example, let's say you put adjective here, then you look in the suggestion, but also in the original text, and if in one of them an adjective occurs, the index of the row will be saved. This can then later be turned into a data frame, and then we can analyze it further. So let's see. It is not only helpful to see whether it occurs in the original text or in the suggestion, because then we don't know what happened. Maybe it is. So I can show you first. I calculated the percentage of the rows that are selected, and in the beginning I had percentages like 90%. This basically means check if there is plural, singular, or dual in any word of the row. This of course will not be a good selection because we are left with almost all of the rows. So now I'm thinking of how to do that better, whether the last thing I did was check if a masculine was changed into a feminine or the other way around. And then we obtain a percentage, like 6% of the rows are selected. Then I started to Google Translate what exactly this is. And also sorted them on the text occurrences. So this word is very often occurring, and it was replaced in one of the texts. Apparently this means that she was converted into both, but I'm kind of stuck here now because I cannot really see a good pattern here. It seems like it's just random words that are being changed, and it should be the feminine masculine rule. So that's about it so far.
Okay. And the other day you showed me, I don't know, do you have those interesting graphs that you plotted? Maybe you want to show them too.
So first, if we have another look at this table with all the words, so this is very general. You just go over all the words that are in the text and find their function. And you can actually make a correlation plot of all of these zeros and ones. And what that means is that you see whether a noun often occurs together with singular. So that would mean that in one row, the noun is one and also singular is one, and then that would, if that happens a lot, it would give us a higher score here. And I think we consider something to be correlated above 0.8.
So it's interesting, if you look at the left-hand side, it says female, the one before the last, okay? And if you look at the right-hand side, the fourth from the end is called dual, okay? And female dual, when I look at this, is very dark.
Yeah, so that means it's kind of negatively correlated, but it's not considered a correlation because then it would have to be minus 0.8.
Okay, but then when you had your list of translations, it was she to both. Can you go back to that list that you showed us a second ago? Yeah, so she to both. Is that what it means? That is.
Yeah, I didn't make the link yet. That's a good one, but basically from this we cannot really say anything because it's possible that it was replaced once and then it has so many text occurrences, because of course she might occur a lot in the text, but it doesn't mean that it always has to be replaced to both.
That I understand, you know, but this correlation plot is where you say that a word which are of female origin, quite often are also dual, correct?
I don't know, but that's a good point that we have to find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
when we don't know, if we have 2 or 3 possibilities of translation, okay, with the one word which can be translated this way, that way, or that way, okay, then we have to make the best guess, okay, and the best guess means, well, what is the highest percentage of getting it right, okay, and then see how that works out by giving it back to our user in the mobile app. So when they say replace this word she here with word both there, we can find similar places where that happens and then see, hey, can we check does this apply still here and here and here, and give either very good suggestions, so they say, yep, that's correct, or verify actually the opposite, say the, female with male, which is 0. Which one is bad? Subject, male and subject. For example, they are not connected, as far as I can see here. So maybe you can, as I say, give the wrong ones, and then the user can say, yeah, that's definitely wrong. Don't replace that word with that one because it doesn't work. Okay, so we can eliminate. We can either reinforce what we assumed, this is a correct replacement, or we can eliminate the word from being replaced everywhere, making more mistakes than we would do if we don't change it.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was that other plot that you showed us the other day?
Yeah. So just one last thing. The only thing that we can at this point see from this graph is that our male and subject is very correlated. So the words that are subject are very often male in our case. And that is also linked to this plot a little bit. If you count these words and just make a percentage out of them, out of the word function, compared to the total number of words, you can make this visualization based on the original text on one side and then the suggestions on the other side. Then we can see two things. Based on this ranking, we know that link words are the most occurring word types that we have. And if we look at the difference between the original text and the suggestions, we see two that are differing quite a bit. So more subjects are added in the suggestions. So this might indicate that Google translated the sentences, they forget some subjects that we have to add. And the female words are suggestions compared to the original text. So apparently there are some female words that are generated, but we don't need them.
Yeah. So it's we talked to DJ about this the other day, and we asked him about this, and he said that in Arabic, if you don't know what gender to use, then typically default is male. Is that what he said? I think so. That's why more likely there are more male words than female words, and Google didn't take that assumption into place, and this is why people corrected female words into male words where they needed to be done.
Yeah.
And this it's interesting that this, let's say, singular. Okay. So we have, as you can see, a blue line which represents how many of the words were singular. Okay. And then suggestions say that they are still singular. Okay. So they haven't changed the is the word plural, for example.
but this means that they replaced one word with another word which is also singular. Is that how I understand it, or is it wrong?
It doesn't necessarily have to be that, because if you look at some translations, like these are quite long sentences, and it's also one line is the original and one line is the suggested translation, and it can also mean that a lot was copied and just the same words were written there, and then that would result in the same number of words as well, but it can be both.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Anything else that you want to show us today?
Just some details maybe, but I don't know if that's super interesting. Regarding the previous thing with the articles, I don't believe a lot of that is necessary, because we first have to get all the endpoints, and then we have to get all the articles for the endpoints. But basically, every page is just an article, and of course there will be a difference in the structure, but we should be able to find that out based on the output of the API and all the links and stuff. I don't think that's the issue.
No, I agree. Yeah. Okie doke. Well, that's it. I think this all looks quite cool. I quite like what we have accomplished so far. Thank you, Sam. So now we are going to make a 5-minute break, and after that we'll get the next 3 guys. So thank you all for the time being. Talk to you in 5 minutes. Bye-bye.
Passionate about what he's doing, and you can tell if he's wrong, and he's not going to be pissed off with it. Okay? So you can argue with him as much as you want. Ahmed will love that. Okay? But if you just say, yeah, maybe that's not exactly right, he will just ignore you and continue doing that. So it is a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean,
tough love.
I thought, what did he say? Like, it might be the solution, but this and that. And then we didn't really check it further.
Yeah.
No, but well, I'm still sharing.
do. Alright guys, we are back. Hope that you can still hear me, and I will switch to the Skype scene, and then we should have Julia online.
She's just in the other room in the office. So Julia,
can you share
can you share your screen, please, and can you show us what you have?
Well, I don't know actually. I cannot show you much. So my task was I had to add database into our app, mobile app. So I researched it, and then it came out that we cannot add MySQL database into the mobile app. But what we can do is to use something called SQLite. This is embedded database, so no installation on drivers required. It's pre-installed in Android phone, that is good. We only need to add a new class in Java file, and that extends the SQL helper, and it will work. So it's free, it's for Android, iOS, and it's good for small apps. So I needed to install SQLite Studio to work with SQLite databases. So I downloaded it. Then we need to change the extension of our database from SQL into DB, that we can read it on mobile app. So for this, I needed to download SQLite for Linux. And then I got these arrows. So I needed to open in terminal I needed to create a new file, apps for database DB, and then I needed to read everything, all information from our SQL file into the new empty file. And I could not do it because I get errors, and it was very long list. And then I thought it was something with encoding of database, because it could not read error platters. And then I thought the encoding was UTF-8. Then I read somewhere it must be maybe ANCSI. Then I tried to change it, it didn't work also. And then I was a bit stuck and I didn't finish it yet.
So guys on the stream and everybody else, can you
type in the chat what you think she's doing wrong here? Okay, but I'll come back to it after. So please type in the chat what do you think she's doing wrong with this thing? Okay, but please, Julia, carry on. So why are there these errors? That's my question.
But I don't know, I thought the encoding of database, so this SQLite cannot read the encoding of this database that we have. So that's why I wanted to change it, but also didn't work.
Okay,
and then what happened next?
And then next, I didn't research it anymore.
Okay. You said you installed some tools on Linux. Which tools did you install? Where is that?
I installed SQL Studio.
Okay. Can you show us that SQL Studio? Is that something that you can open?
I didn't open it yet because it's the stack. I want to show you that. Well, after that, I don't have it open. So this SQL Studio, something like this, it opens. Because it's also, you cannot somehow open it like this, so you must open it through terminal, but I forgot how it's open. Like this. No, I forgot.
Okay, but maybe you can open the website. Maybe you can have a look at that thing. So you had a link for that SQL Studio.
No, I don't have. It's something different where I downloaded the terminal for this database. So it's like it's something that helps us, like how it's called, like a manager for databases
Okay,
that helps
yeah.
us to. Okay, it looks something like this.
Okay,
But I
that's
didn't.
cool, but can we see on that page, do they say how to start it on Linux?
No, I just downloaded it and then I need to open it, and then within this I open, so here it will be my database. Then I
Can we see that?
Yeah, but I don't know how to.
Yeah, but that's what I said on that website. Maybe it says, see, Sam is saying something in chat. There's a slightly different command.
Yes.
SQLite Studio.
Yes, exactly. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so here we see our database.
Okay.
And then if we connect, we see that it's empty because.
Okay, so what tables we need to have in this database?
Well, not
Yeah, you
all.
can kill that Skype pop-up window.
Somehow it's
Just close it. Yeah. So what tables do we need to have for our mobile application in this subsource database?
Well, I didn't think about this question because I thought first I will put the whole database in our app, and then we can use any tables that we want. Depends.
Yeah, but in AiSiha for the website we have users and suggestions and all sorts of stuff which we don't need on the mobile application. We don't need a list of all the users. We don't need a list of what the suggestions are. We don't even need a list of banned words.
But then I thought that we need conditions in Arab, right?
So we
definitely need conditions, but do we need conditions in both English and Arabic, or do we just need one language?
Only one language because it's for Arab-speaking countries, right?
So basically what we need to do is have this table, and then there is no need for any other tables to start with. Okay, maybe we'll figure out we need one more table or something like that, you know, but pretty much this is the table that we need.
Okay, but anyway, I thought that I need to figure it out how to transfer this SQL to extension that it can be read in SQLite, and then when I do it, then we can easily take any tables and then.
Okay, so what we have, Luana says there seems to be an echo. I don't know where is it coming from. I hope it's gone. And Mernaz was the only time you cannot change .sql to .db. That is correct, because if I just change the name of the file or extension of the file, it makes no difference. So if I have a PDF file and change it to doc, it's not going to be Word file suddenly that I can open and edit. Okay, so it has a completely different structure, which might have different encoding, but the problem is really in the structure, because the MySQL use MySQL commands, like drop table this and this, and SQLite probably has its own commands which are not compatible to one another.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you open a browser and Google this thing? Convert MySQL table to to whatever this MySQLite or export. It's not light spelled like that, it's lite. Okay, so let's see how does this do. Okay, so it says here, okay, so the first one, scroll up. Okay, it says open it in PHPMyAdmin, export, SQL, options, ANSI, go. Okay, so this is if we have this little thing with, okay, so go to AppSource MyAdmin Utilities database. Now you're running stuff, okay? Okay.
I can stop.
I like how she is not even trusting herself, not saving the passwords for these things. Okay, so go to AiSiha and go to this art conditions Arabic.
This one, first one?
Yeah. Okay, and we have two exports here, so let's try the first one and let's try the second one. So click on the export just above. Okay, so save. We want to save it SQL, tables.create, data insert. Okay, so it doesn't give us any options what it was saying before in terms of formatting ANSI.
Yeah, I also checked it.
Okay, so if you click, if you scroll down a little bit, so right now it's selected the suggestions Arabic, which is fine. Okay, so if you click export button above. Okay, so right now it's saved 12.9 megabytes. This is our SQL file. Okay, so we did not do the other thing. Okay, so can you go back to click on the conditions AR select button on the left? Yeah, conditions AR select. Okay, now scroll to the bottom. And then you have export 3018. Yeah, click on that. Okay, so save. Don't open. Save. SQL. Okay, so it's pretty much the same thing. And if you click export, you will probably get the same file. So this AppSource little app does not allow us to save the database in a different format. Okay, so then we installed in Visual Studio Code, we installed one plugin. So let's see, does that plugin have it? Okay, so if you right click on that, no, but you already have a database. It was just on the screen. Okay, so that conditions AR, that's the one. Okay, right click. Okay, well, you can dump data. Okay, so let's say dump data. Okay, I don't know, is that the export thing?
But we need this one marked or this one?
That one doesn't matter, you know, but you know, we're just trying to see dumped data, dump structure. Okay, so we want to dump data.
It's not free, I guess.
Oh.
So
I'm quite sure
free
account does not support dump MySQL. Great, fine. All right. So we need to find out a way, okay, but go back to the browser. Okay, and then when it says export MySQL, when you did the search, the previous tab, okay, just previous one before that, okay, add word online. To that search term that you say export MySQL table to SQL line, just add online. Okay. Convert MySQL to SQLite online rebase data. You click on that. No, next one. That's Stack Overflow. That's. Okay, so here is a tool that you can upload your SQL file, and then the output will be SQLite database file.
Okay.
So converting this data, we need to convert the data using some sort of the tool, okay? And we have to find the best tool to convert it, okay? But the tool, we need to remember which one we used, which one is reliable, and then either do it manually every time when we build a new version of the app, okay? Or we can have just this done automatically for us as a part of some script, okay? But the second part of the thing is that we have existing application, okay? And this application right now is using APIs to call our website and says, give me articles which begin with letter A. And then when you click on the article in the mobile app, I don't know, Acne, or whatever it's called in Arabic, then it calls the API, says to our website, now give me the details, the text. And then it gives you the text. Okay, so we need to replace that with SQLite commands. Have you done anything to check how is that going to work?
Well, actually, it's pretty complicated because I have so many tabs open. I need to open mobile. So we need to add an app source main Java. So we need to add database helper class that connects to SQLite Open Helper, and then actually you need to put so much code in it. And then, well, I didn't study how it works, but then, like, it's also complicated, I think.
Complicated. You know, you have 100 lines of code. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's not
okay.
The thing is that, you know, most of this code is also commented out, and probably quite a lot we don't need, okay? So, but we do need to figure it out, okay? So we have a database name, which you can call whatever it is called the file. It doesn't matter, we can call it Tapsos database XXX if we want, you know, it makes no difference if it's in the right format and can be open. And inside that database, we have a specific table that we care about, okay? All right, so database version 1, probably we don't need it, it can stay whatever, I don't care, okay? And then this is probably having certain functions, okay? So if you scroll down,
and it's all like with...
that creates an empty database. So we are not going to create new databases in our app. Okay, so we don't need this code to create a new database. Okay. Then there is a check database. Does it exist? Well, we know does it exist because we created it, so we don't need this function. Okay. The next thing is copy database. We can copy it from one to another. So there's lots of functionality here that we are never going to use. Okay. Now, this is a problem because this is a great file, but this is only working for Android, and this is a Java file, but our application in this case is React Native. So React Native can't talk directly to that file and call these things. So how does React Native talk to this MySQL database, SQLite database?
Oh, this I don't know.
Can you Google this quickly?
How React Native...
React Native SQLite, just to type that. Let's see. There you go, SQLite. It has it has a tutorial, for example, okay. So see, the first things first, like everything in React Native, you need to install the plugin, okay. So there is somebody created this first plugin, okay. So can you click on that one? Okay. So this is a plugin. This is its code. Okay. So we run npm install React Native SQL storage. All right. Can you scroll on after that? Does it have any instructions? Okay. Features, blah, Android, Java modules, SQL transactions, installation. Okay. So npm install that. Okay. To enable promises, run that, SQL, iOS, of course you have to make sure that pods are done. Okay, pod install, pod update, link if you don't have it. What the hell is that now? RNPM, can you just scroll 1 second, Xcode. Dependencies of the project should be installed with the module, but in case there's an issue, you can install them like that. Okay, fine, so it should be automatically installed, but if there are issues, okay. Okay, so it's still going on about that thing, all right. And goes on and goes on. Okay, so that green thing that we just saw. One thing what I was telling last time to Julia, not Julia, is she's scrolling too fast, okay, because nobody managed to read all this sort of stuff, okay. So if you scroll up a little bit, and I'll tell you stop when you need to, okay. There was a black and green thing, okay. Up, that's it, okay. So see, it has certain things that we need to add for the platform specific, like you need to say this SQLite require native storage in index iOS JavaScript, okay? Write application JavaScript code using plugin, okay? So it has example, okay, that you can put in and see does it work, all right? So database open, database failed, and so on. And this is now SQLite open database. Okay, so this is like a JavaScript, and we can then execute SQL. Okay, so here's example. We see it says execute SQL, select star from employees and departments, and where departments, so on and so on. Okay, what we need to say is that is select star from articles where article name is A, and then you get all the articles starting with A. Okay, so this is you know what we need to test. Okay, is this going to work for us on Android and iOS? Because I don't know is SQLite going to work, which plugin to use. Can I easily convert the database from MySQL to SQLite? Okay, I don't know any of these questions. And this is your task to familiarize yourself with your technology on one hand, but B, to answer the questions. I tested it, it works. Okay, so I have this mobile application on Android, I have mobile application on iOS, and I can open the article, make a query, and get the list of articles or whatever it is. Okay, so we don't want to spend too much time on it. All right. So even this example that they gave you, okay, so let's say you create manually one database with one table called test, and in that the test you have two columns like letter A and B, and just article names, and you put test A, test B, test C, test D, okay, as the names. Can you access that and read that from the mobile app? Because if we can, if it's easy to implement, then great. But maybe we'll run out into hundreds of problems that this plugin that we are just looking at is not maintained, is not compatible anymore, it's throwing errors, it's crashing the application, we can't build it. So then there's no point of us investing lots of time into the whole converting stuff, because if it doesn't work on the mobile application, then we need to find alternatives. So your task is actually to test what is the best possible approach for React Native, okay, and make sure that it works on one small example.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Any questions?
No, I don't have any.
Okay, great. Now let's jump to Mirna's. Time is flying.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, sorry, to hear you.
Okay, so I had two tasks from before, which you made some comments on it in the code review session. So the first thing that I did was to pull the new AiSiha code from Git. And then I started to add, to make the changes. So here I had so many extra things that you said they're not needed, like the statistics or the chart, the create user or the edit user. So now you can only ban or unban a user, and then you can add the reason. And also I added one more thing, because Ahmed said that it's not reasonable that he can ban himself. So now if you're logged in, you can't ban yourself. And also there was one more comment on this page that I was calling update DB 4 times, if I'm not wrong. And then Ahmed said that I can do it from the model, and then I was very confused about it. So I had a call with him today, and then I changed it to this. So this is now how I'm updating the database. So this is one thing that I did. And then I also had the search for the Arabic conditions, which also had some bugs. So now if you search for something which doesn't exist, it shows here that there is no result. And also if you search for something which exists, it shows the result. But the problem earlier was that it was adding the new search to the previous one, which I also fixed that. So now it refreshes the page every time that you search for something. And then I also had the try and catch. So I was trying to break the code here if it can't find the result, and then throw the error. But then Ahmed told me that this is not really a good idea to do this. So I moved this to the JavaScript. So here I'm checking the length of the array, and if it's 0, it says that there's no results for the search, and if not, it will show the result. So this is about my previous tasks, and I had a call with Ahmed earlier to see which one of the tasks I can do. And then we thought that I can do the one which is making a hamburger menu for the Android app. And then have the options that if the user has paid, it shows a different menu, and if the user is not paying, it shows a different menu. So I haven't started the task, but I had a look at the code and I think I need to add a new column to the database which shows if user has paid or not. And then I think I need to make a new component for the menu and then import it in the other files.
Maybe. Okay,
Just a little feedback on the two pages that I showed us. So if you go to the search page, okay, so this search field, you press enter because you are on your laptop and that works great. You just type the word, you press enter, okay, and then it's submitted. But what if I'm on tablet or mobile phone? I would like to have a button, say submit or search or something like that. And if you go to your users page, okay, now on the users page, these three dots made sense because you had multiple actions there. But now the only action on the three dots is ban and unban the user, right? So there's no need for the three dots. That ban and unban can be directly there. Okay. Now, what's the point of ID here?
There's not really a point.
Okay,
so we don't need to display ID. And there is one more thing which really annoyed me for a long time, till I've managed to find how to kill it. Okay, and I want you to kill it as well. Look at your arrows. Yeah, do you see that? Basically, it looks like that there are two arrows up and two arrows down.
Yes.
Okay, there's a bit of echo. You have YouTube on.
No, I don't.
Okay. So this is not a good one because it looks messy.
Okay.
Okay, you see. So one has to go, and if you look at my admin users. Okay, it's gone. Okay, so we want to have these little ones. So the other ones have to go.
Okay.
Okay, and you said that your task would be to create the menu, the slide menu, hamburger menu. Now, we did a React Native app called Slinky, and we did, I think, Tyork is also React Native, and I think both of them actually have this menu. So you don't have to start from scratch, you can just use it from there. And probably you will find very similar ways of doing it, so you can probably copy paste the code and get it to work, and then just rename the menu items because they will be, of course, different. But have a look at the other two apps that we built before, because both of them had menu in AiSiha first version. I think we just either deleted it or we just hide it, so it's not displayed.
Okay, I will have a look.
Okay, cool. Anything else from you?
No, this is it.
I know you were on holiday, so you were busy and didn't make too much progress, but that's all right. So we'll see next Thursday. How does it go with that mobile app? Thank you, Mermas. And now the last but not the least is Luana. I think we have her online.
Yes. So I wanted to talk about the latest task I was assigned, and then I'll switch to my other computer because it's on one is for the Mac and the other one is on my PC. And so let me share my screen.
Okay.
So there isn't much, honestly, to share right now as to my task, which is to basically configure Apple Pay for iOS for the AiSiha app. So basically, I need to, first of all, I need to have an account as an Apple developer for a certain company. I asked Andre some information. I have some notes. So there's something called the Apple Developer Program, which you have to be a part of. You can get through it if you are part of a company. So I was having a conversation with Andre last week about having like the identifiers. So once I have that, then I can start setting up everything for AiSiha, ask for the right permissions, etc. Yes, I had like a question about what the prices would be. Also, I'm supposed to do this task alongside Mo to do with Mo, I guess, doing Android since like I have a Mac. And need someone to set up iOS.
So what prices, Ahmed,
what's
what's €1 in Tunisian currency?
3 dinars,
3 dinars.
I think so. I don't know.
Well,
Well, there you go.
3
dinars.
Okay.
Account from Andre. When I see you next to the office, we can open that. And I said for iOS, I do need to pay them some fee, which is like $100 a year. So I need to do that. Mo still hasn't answered. Well, Mo is more. Okay, so we can set up the developer program. But here's my question for you.
Yes.
This is on one hand side, in order to make in payments, we need to have all this Apple stuff and also Google stuff. Okay, same thing. All right. Because I would assume that in Tunisia most people have Android, just like in the rest of the world. But how do we, same question that I asked earlier, how do we integrate this in React Native application?
The payment option?
The payment, yeah.
Okay. To be honest, on the Android status stuff, I'm still researching because what I got from the Apple side of things, that has mostly to do with Xcode. So I'm gonna have to do a link between React Native and Xcode for AiSiha. That's the other thing is that I can actually show you. I'm still trying to get this app to work on for iOS, for an iOS simulator. And that's mostly because I just get stuck at this pod issue. But I have now kind of an idea of what's specifically broken. There's something specific about reading that pod file that is not working. I don't know what exactly yet, but I do know that it's like not the pod install the issue as much as it is our dependencies and how we're supposed to use them to read the pod file. And there's a node that's missing actually. What is it called? It is React Native CLI, I believe is what it's called. And unfortunately, when I check, I don't have it. So of course, I Googled it. I tried to look into how I could get that node, and most people say uninstall and uninstall basically your node modules and your JSON.log file, which makes sense. Reinstall it, yes.
React Native CLI is installed globally. Okay, so it is available with multiple applications. So probably it's not going to be listed in your specific application, the modules that it is specifically for it. Okay, but I'm sure that if you type React Native command lines, that you should have them up and running. Okay, because if you install these, they all require that React Native is present, or most of them require that, and then they would either install it themselves or complain about it. So not every module you will see here in this list of this application, because if it's installed globally, it's over there.
Yeah.
in some weird file which you don't have to see.
Yeah, but for some reason that specific node module, like I know I must have it somewhere. However, it's not working to read that pod file, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And
Did you
that's
try
to
to install test React Native application, just a demo React Native application and run it on iOS?
I had made a test app, but I haven't downloaded the test thing from React Native themselves. I had run something like to initiate a React Native project, basically, and that had worked.
So
React Native project,
Yeah.
okay, that says test hello world, something like that. That works on your computer, okay?
Yes.
Okay, and you can see it in a simulator as such.
Yeah, so when you have, like, for example, when you open it, I don't have it anymore, but when you had it, like, here in my mobile environment, basically I would do the command run iOS, and it would open it and show you a little, like, icon, whatever you called it, and you could click on it.
Yeah.
So that works, but it's just...
Because right now on the iOS, in this project, you only have one file, which is pod file. There's no structure. There are no other files, folders, etc., etc. So this one definitely is not going to work. Okay,
Yeah.
you know that 100%. Okay, so this is the thing where I says, okay, fair enough. I think that first of all you are missing files there because you probably deleted them in testing. Okay, but what I said to Julia, I think was earlier, we have or somebody, we have other applications to manage, that are also running React Native. Okay, so you need to try them on your computer, such as Slinky, such as Tyork, and so on, and you know, and they are based on pretty much the same look and feel of this theme that we are using, so they have very similar things. So I would keep trying, you know, because maybe there's something wrong with the AiSiha app, okay, but maybe it's something wrong with your settings, and we can eliminate these things.
Yeah.
Okay, with the testing and playing with stuff, and then once we get it to work, okay, then we need to investigate what I did say to Julia. Okay, well, I need to add additional module which will handle in-app payment. In your case, in her case, she needs to add in-app module which will handle SQLite database, and we need to ensure that these work. Okay, so now they might not work straight away in this AiSiha app because it obviously is very hard for you to get it up and running. But this is why you first test it on your little test app which says Hello World. Okay, so if your Hello World compiles and then I add one additional module, which is SQLite or in-app payment system, I still expect it to compile. If it fails that on my app, which just has one additional module, then it's not going to work in a big app with 20 additional modules. You understand what I say? And it's much easier to eliminate the problems if I only know that this is the only thing what I changed. I only added one module and now everything crashes. It doesn't compile, doesn't work. Okay?
Yeah.
So please, before, of course, you need to get these apps to work, you know, but the thing is that we need to test these additional modules. Are they working on a stupid app?
Yeah.
Test app Hello World. Okay, so that applies for all of you who are going to work with a mobile, especially with React Native, and same thing with Ionic and the NG and all this which use non modules. We have seen over and over again that this crap
crashes. So please ensure that we don't spend months of our time investing and then figure out it doesn't work. Try it very quickly. If it doesn't work, there are 10 other modules which probably do the same thing till we get the right one. Okay? Cool. You said that you want to switch to another computer to show the other things. So do you want to do that now, or do you have anything else about this iOS to show?
No, I don't have anything else in terms of iOS right now, so
Okay.
I can just switch out to my other computer right now. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I am back here. I don't know if you can hear me well.
Yeah,
It's all good.
Okay, perfect. So this is the other computer. I'm gonna show what I got working for the basically the registration page. So AiSiha, and then registration. Okay. No, it's registration. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so basically this is what I have so far. I know it looks wonky, and that's because I have some padding here, as you can see, like some space in the gray. I'm still trying to figure out how to lower the padding, but essentially this works. So this is a simple registration page. Eventually, talking with Andre, I realized that I want this image to cover this whole half of the screen and this form to go all the way down here. So as I said, I'm still figuring that out. However, the page does work for now. So for example, if I were to enter digits here and not enter an actual email address, and the password, I have a minimum of 4. Let's say I do 1, and I click register. But normally, wait, I think it's too much at once, so give me a second. And this. Okay. And then I click register. So you see that like it gives you a message, first name format is invalid, last name format is invalid, and it won't register it in the database for user.
Okay.
So I can, yeah. So that works for now. Yeah, so it's basically just working. Again, the password is minimum supposed to be 4 characters. The email also, that was kind of easy to set because I just basically like copied what we had for the app source registration. It gives the error messages, which is all just Laravel validation based. But yeah, basically this works. There's a link to the sign-in instead and terms and conditions. So what I'm only gonna have to focus on is just the design because it looks horrible for now.
Oh, it doesn't look that bad at the moment.
Okay.
The thing
that what they typically do is that these error messages you have to put in a different color. All right.
Yeah.
So because they just appeared, and I didn't notice that there's a new text, you know,
Yeah.
on the page, because it looks pretty much like the page before. So this is why it needs to be highlighted, and that people typically do those type of error messages. Sorry,
in
in red
Okay.
color. Okay.
Yeah.
Which
We had this warning or danger kind of class defined with the right color for us, so we can just use that. Now, the thing with this height, right? If you just right-click on this image and inspect element,
Yes, so inspect,
Okay,
yep.
and then please, can you,
in
in the top right corner of this inspector, you have those three dots, and can you just stick it to the right? Click on the three dots.
The top
Top
right.
right of the inspector.
That's left.
That's left. Right.
Oh,
All
sorry.
the way.
Yes.
That's left.
That's left.
Sorry.
The other.
The other
So
left.
here,
On the other side. All the way to the right of your screen.
all the way to the right. Oh, okay, here. Yes.
Yeah, that's those three dots. Dock to the right. Okay.
Yes.
Now why I say dock to the right, because we see this whole thing, you know, we want to hide on the screen. Okay. So
Yes.
your mouse is now over this div class which contains the image.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But can you move your mouse over the div above it?
Yes.
Okay. So this is that. Okay. Move it above. Next one. Next div. Okay. So this looks like your whole page. Move it above. Okay. And above.
Yes.
One more. Okay. So this is your whole page. Okay. And you can see when you look at that. Click on it, please.
Yes.
Okay. So this page, as you can see, it calculated in the top bottom right that it's 660 pixels high. Okay. Because of course this page will take only the amount that it requires based on the content. Okay, but that's not what we want. We want this to use the whole content. So what you can do here, okay, for example, is type something and see what happens. Okay, so if you, after that div class content body, no, not on the page, on the actual inspector, okay, div class content body, double click after content body.
Okay, so
It
here.
is selected, okay, so no, content body, the one before.
Okay.
Okay, so after content body, after that question mark, before the closing greater than, can you click there, double click there?
Okay.
No. Content body, the word content body. After that you have a quote. Click, double click after the quote.
This code or?
No, quote.
Oh, the quote. Okay.
Quotation mark.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So now press space and say style equals quotes. Okay, and then you can type whatever style you want. Okay, so let's say we want high width. Put width, just no, not height width, just width.
Okay.
Okay, and then after that width column.
Yes.
And then delete. We're suggesting auto, but let's put 100 px.
Okay.
Okay, and then quote.
Yes.
And then enter. See what happened?
Yeah. That's so weird.
I just told it that this div has to be very specific style of 100 pixels, which obviously is stupid, okay? But I deliberately put stupid things so I can see the change on my side. If I just change it for 2 pixels, I don't see the straight away that it has effect. Okay?
Yes.
So here now I can play with the height and width and the color and so on, and I can experiment till I get my page to look exactly what I want, but this is not changing the code, so I can visually make sure that page behaves exactly how I want to, and then once I figure out what type of command I put in, then I go to the CSS and code and change it there Okay, so obviously we're
Yeah.
not going to enter with 100 pixels because that made it worse. But you can see that you can edit your code and play with it there. So if you now double click and delete that style, it will go back to the normal. Or if you just reload the page, it will also do that. If you of course put style 300 pixels, it will make it wider and so on.
Okay, yeah. I see what you
Okay,
mean.
so that's how I would make sure that this page is working properly. Okay. Do you have a login page yet? Can I log in with the same process with the account that I created?
No, and that's what I asked you the other day, because you have sign in instead, but when you click on that, you just go back to the AppsForce login.
Yeah, but we need AiSiha login as
Yes.
I told you before.
Yeah, so that's where I think I got confused, because when I asked you about like that link, you said that normally we have something prepared for that. So I guess I'll just I'll work on the login page next on top of that, and that's my mistake.
As I said, AppsSource login, we are using AppsSource login registration for administrators of this system. Okay, so you, Ahmed, people who are administrators can log into the site and they can see all the tables and so on.
Yeah.
This is only for our users who are not actually creating a user account, but we want them to register in order to submit the suggestions. If they didn't register and log in, we are not going to accept suggestions. Okay, so
Yes.
that's guys, that's why we are duplicating these things, and then once they register and log in, the same thing is going to apply in a mobile application. They don't need to register or log in to see the articles, but if they want to submit the suggestions, then yes.
Okay.
So this is separate to the normal appsource.com/login/register. This is AiSiha login, AiSiha registration.
Okay.
Okay, good. So I hope that by the next time we can also finalize that and find some answers, further answers in this iOS stuff. Okay, guys. I think we covered it. We ran out a little bit over the time. Sorry about that. Try to be briefer next time. But the point is that you all did a good job. You all did progress, and what we want to do is work together, okay, and understand how we work as a team. Now, the problem that we have is this took 2 hours of our time, okay, so, and we are bored to death, okay, oh my God, I could have done this in 5 minutes, all right? So we need to work on the communication and see what is relevant to our team, what is not relevant to our team, and be more and more efficient. So we will try to convey more information, okay, but with less time. So this is the first version of it, which was the worst in terms of efficiency. But what we want to do is learn how to work as a team, learn how to get the task, communicate, understand what each other is doing, collaborate, but do it in a much more time sensible way. Okay, so we'll try that. But anyway, well done. Thank you very much. Have a nice one, and bye bye. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.